When she heard that aid would be arriving in Yabus in Blue Nile state, KARABA Adams says she walked for more than 8 hours to queue for it. After more than 8 years, the area controlled by Sudanese rebels, known as the Sudan's People Liberation Movement North, is finally receiving humanitarian aid, and KARABA did not want to miss out.
There's no food most of the time, and because of the constant bombardment in the first years of the war, a lot of terrible things happened. They didn't care whether bombs were being dropped on people, farms or livestock. Some of us fled to Ethiopia, but I couldn't go because I didn't want to leave my home and become a refugee.
The war between Sudan's government and the SPLM North erupted after the government refused to allow the states of South Kordofan and Blue Nile a referendum on whether to be part of Sudan or the newly created South Sudan as part of a 2005 peace deal. The SPLM North also accused the government of impeding democracy. The United Nations says more than 2 million people have been affected by the conflict, with more than 500,000 displaced. Several rounds of peace talks between the SPLM North and the previous government of Omar al-Bashir collapsed when they failed to agree on many issues, including humanitarian access. Since the war started more than 8 years ago, Yabus has been cut off from humanitarian aid. Tens of thousands of people fled to neighboring South Sudan, but many remained behind, witnessing the horrors of the civil war. Now, with aid coming in for the first time, they're waiting to see if after all of these years, things are really starting to change. Most rebel-held areas in the country are nearly impossible to access from the capital, Khartoum. Sudan's new transitional government, which is in talks with armed groups, including the SPLM North, changed that in December, allowing aid workers to head in for the first time.
A major day, a great breakthrough in an area that has not received the help that it's needed, none at all from the United Nations in over 9 years. And when you compound the war, the conflict, with the flooding that just took place, these people are in need. I've been extremely impressed with the openness and the willingness of the leadership of Hamdok and others to do what we need to do without getting in the way, and they have given us just unimpeded access.
Talks between Sudan's People Liberation Movement North leader ABDELAZIZ ALHILU and the Sudanese government are going on, but many issues need to be resolved before a peace deal can be signed.
We are calling for a new Sudan of justice, democracy, equality. But the basic problem is the issue of the Sharia Islamic law. For repeal of Sharia Islamic law, we want a secular democratic state. And this is where the government is reluctant.
As the issues continue to be talked through, hundreds of thousands wait and hope that whatever the outcome, the aid will continue to arrive. Hiba, Al Jazeera, Yabus, Blue Nile.